Looks like we're all here. Okay, let's get going.
Hold on, it's still too early for us to head to the palace.
But why? Don't we just gotta steal that treasure thing?
Don't underestimate the dangers of that place. We need to prepare.
Ain't that persona shit we got enough to deal with it?
That's exactly what I mean when I say don't underestimate it. You'll die if you mess up in there. So again, we need to prepare before we head in.
So people have been wondering, actually, like, in Persona 4, if someone died in the TV world, their body would end up on an antenna. What happens if someone dies in a palace, like, to their body?
But how exactly are we supposed to do that?
I'm glad you asked, Lady Ann.
I'm glad I'm given the opportunity for more simping.
First, we'll need to find better equipment for all of you.
You talking about weapons? Oh, I know a kick-ass place.
Why do I get the feeling that, of course this guy does?
In that case, you can handle that side of things. The only other thing would be stocking up on medicine. Fatigue is unavoidable in a palace.
And where can we get medicine?
Don't worry, I know just the place. I hope you look forward to it, Lady Ann. Now then, he and I have some business in Yongen, so let's head off for today. Just come with me. I won't be able to get close enough by myself.
I think I see what his plan is.
Can I talk?
Yeah, that doctor.
Actually,
I mean, we are forming a bit of an alliance of outcasts.
hey!
Take you to her, but I mean, she wouldn't be able to understand you. Well, you're not going to be helpful. You been sick lately? I mean, typically kind of true, but often local GPs can be pretty nice. It's just pretty much all about who you get. No! Ah! This is one time I will actually get mad at Morgana for stopping me from doing something, because, yeah, I would very much like to go to that vending machine. I mean, it's just, yeah, mental health is complicated, and you can't really blame it on people for, like, not being tough or anything like that, but at the same time, people do need to practice good self-care. Is there anyone around here that I can talk to? Doesn't look like it. Normally there's a girl with a dog around there. How about we see a movie?
Hey!
Your name is Sick Man. I'm gonna stay very far away from you. Yeah, guts. That's actually kind of a hint at something.
This is the clinic that the chief mentioned. Now, how can we get them to give us some medicine?
I suddenly got reminded of, this isn't related to anything, but like, I saw a sign when I was in Japan that said, please do not see the thing that the chief does not have while drinking drink. And I'm not sure what that was supposed to be before it got translated. Yeah, they're not going to believe us if we just say, oh, we need medicine because we're actually thieves that are infiltrating the castle inside someone's head.
Well, I guess that's the only choice we have. We'll just have to go for it. Alright, let's step inside.
Looks like that's a, ad stand. Watch out for hidden light insomnia. Don't think I've ever actually seen that before.
Well,
Yeah, at that cafe. We're kind of a regular there. I mean, this one's true, but I kind of like saying it, so I just imagine him saying it just kind of deadpan. I have a chronic disease.
please head to the exam room.
Not to make light of that, I actually know people who have chronic diseases.
In a case like yours, it's usually just due to stress. I'm gonna prescribe you some pain relievers, okay? Actually, I still need to restock those. So let's go with sleeping pills instead. Sleep is the best medicine anyway.
Do those pills blot out dreams of men with long noses?
Which type of pill do you want? A sweet-tasting one or a bitter one?
I want the painkillers.
Is that right? And I bet you think you should have a year-long supply of them too. You're not sick at all, are you? I'm not as dumb as I look, you know.
Yep, well, there goes our plan.
I'm guessing you're here because you heard the rumors about me, hmm? Who's to say? But as a result, all I get are patients with ulterior motives now.
I mean, like, it is pretty true that, unfortunately, there are a lot of people who, misuse prescription medication.
I guess high school kids have it tough nowadays too, huh?
I have heard that there are, like, certain high schoolers who use, like, particular kinds of technically legal drugs as a way to stay awake unnaturally long to study.
Well, fine. I'll prescribe you some medication. But only medication that will help you recover your health.
Yes, because in this universe, you can magically have medication that just heals your wounds.
I guess it's fine. You seem pretty earnest, and you don't look like you'll be any trouble.
You know, I almost wonder if that's actually kind of a side effect of the metaverse the same way the ammo is. I only just thought of that, but maybe it's like, if you're in there and you think having painkillers will actually just heal your wounds, then it'll work like that.
This is my private practice. All the medicine I dispense is original.
Well, just as long as it's safe.
I have a license to make my own formulas. You've likely seen them being sold at various hospitals.
Okay, that's a good sign.
It's your responsibility to take care of yourself. So, if that's okay with you, stop by anytime. Great. It's nice that you're so quick on the uptake. Saves me the hassle. You're a pretty weird kid, you know? I wonder what you're going to use the medicine for. Well, as long as you don't cause me any trouble, it's not my problem. Okay, which one?
Welcome to Takemi Medical Clinic, our recovery item shop. That's got a pretty sweet interface, and right now we've got some yen on us. I need to make sure that I save about, I think it's 3,700 yen. We're going to be buying some important stuff for our social life soon, so I don't actually have a whole lot of money to spend on actual healing items, but Revivadrin is pretty nice to have. Yeah, we can recover 50, 100, burn, freeze, or shock, more mental ailments, and this one's kind of interesting, can only be used in safe rooms, and it restores 50% HP to everyone. We are going to be given a little bit more money slightly later, so I might be able to afford buying one Revivadrin.
You want that one?
We are going to be going to the palace for another couple of days, so I do have to be careful what I get. In a pinch, I could maybe sell some of the drops that I got from the shadows, but I do need those for a social stat thing later as well. I think I can afford one Revivadrin, though.
Take care.
But yeah, if you're doing a max Confidant run, I highly recommend that you don't splurge on money there. Unlimited power? Okay, don't you mean unlimited power? Yes, I'm sorry, the Emperor from Star Wars doesn't shop here. I like how, like, he just joking just leans against the walls, like, okay, this is interesting. Okay, we're out. Out. Don't need any more enemies right now. But that doctor seems to have her own problems, and I feel like you probably know where that's going. When we get the chance, we might want to talk to her about that.
No.
Okay, so let's put on our list, investigate shady medicine rumors with Doctor. Oh, you didn't say there were model guns, you just said that was a weapon store. I was getting worried for a second. I was getting worried you were going to pull a Yosuke on us. Oh, well, yeah, we can definitely let you go and do that.
We might be able to get our hands on some decent stuff if this store really has model guns. Well, we can leave that for tomorrow. Let's go home. Okay.
Speaking of Star Wars references, this is where the fun begins, or according to the even better version, that is Backstroke of the West, game time started. So yeah, we'll be going to Shibuya tomorrow.
Hey!
Nothing else, though, that we're allowed to do right now. And can we go downstairs?
Let's turn in
Nope.
for the night.
So, yeah, another one of these cases where we're forced to go to bed, but, there really wasn't much we could do with our time today anyway. So, we have definitely made some good in fact, let me just go ahead and show our progress, because in Confidants, we now have 2 more. We have, Arn's Lover's Confidant. Her next ability is, Girl Talk. And then we have Morgana, which is a plot-based one, so we don't need to worry about ranking that up, or getting a Magician persona. We will need to get a Lover's persona soon. Actually, no we don't, because we already have one. We've got Pixie, so we're set there. Lovers is always a pretty nice arcana to do, because, although Pixie was Magician in P4. But yeah, Pixie's back to Lovers now. I'm used to Pixie being Lovers from, yeah, P3, so I'm glad that Pixie always felt wrong as Magician, but anyway. And tomorrow we're going to be doing a little bit more shopping.
Okay.
And also, tomorrow is the last day of what I consider to be the prologue of this game. On the 18th of April, that is our first day where we have full control over what to do.
What's up?
So today we're going to be heading over to Central Street, to the Crossing, which anyone who's played The World Ends With You will definitely know. I like those cherry blossoms there. Yeah, they sometimes call it the Scramble Crossing. I also just noticed that Ryuji looks very angry in his, actual, overworld model, but his portrait looks happy, so there must be some kind of mistake there, but, yeah, we've got, I'm pretty sure, yeah, we're going to be blocked from going to most places. I just wanted to see if there are any people around here to talk to. Doesn't look like it.
Everyone, wake up! This country is twisted.
Except for this guy here.
While Japanese society may appear to be thriving, many young people have not been as blessed as their elders. They have no jobs, no savings, no financial security whatsoever. These young people should be tackling their futures head on, but instead, they're too busy merely trying to survive.
The divide between the young and old in Japan is a pretty big issue, because Japan has a very serious aging population problem. A very large percentage of the population are, I think, over 60.
People give speeches all the time. Plus, politics are pretty boring anyways.
Yeah, I pretty much agree.
Everyone. The most important thing is...
But I mean, this guy
Hey.
maybe does kind of get it. I did say earlier this might be a good place to to make a political speech. Oh, by the way, yeah, this right here is Buchiko. not Hachiko, and I don't know if that's because it's a rights thing, or if they just want to emphasize that, you know, the Persona world is a little off from the real Japan.
Follow me. The shop can be pretty confusing to find sometimes.
I just heard, like, follow me, and then a random background person said, you serious? So here we are on Central Street, our first time here, and as you can see, there's actually quite a lot to cover, though we won't have access to all of it right now.
Hey!
There's a bookstore, which we'll want to remember, as well as a DVD rental place. And this guy. Menacing Man. That means that he's like a nameless guy to fight in a Yakuza game. An easy part-time job for making money.
Hey!
Yeah, that is totally not suspicious at all.
Can I talk?
Should maybe remember there's a guy making shady deals around here, though.
Hey! Yeah!
Yeah, I'd say you'd be more excited than thinking this is sketchy. There's also a guy over here that I want to talk to. Cowardly students. Oh, don't worry, said blonde punk is with us. I think there was someone, yeah, there's someone else around here that I wanted to speak to. Yeah, there's a game arcade here. I mean, technically there are weapons in there, just not the kind that we're looking for. They look very obviously fake. Also, here is that 24-hour Big Bang Burger. We actually were here with Arn in that earlier cutscene.
Oh!
Yes, I'm not sure exactly how healthy burgers are for cats. Then again, I'm not sure how healthy they are for humans either. Like a lot of places, Big Bang Burger does do seasonal specials. Okay then, those guys are teaching somebody the art of sleazery. And there's also a cinema here. We'll be able to do more stuff with that later. And, you know, we could also rent DVDs. A lot of ways to watch films, although, you know, if this game were made later, they'd probably have streaming services instead of DVDs. So it's not just, you know, Takemi who you can buy drugs from. That sounds really weird. But yeah, this place sells more status curing things. Aohige I think means blue beard or like blue facial hair. But before we go to the actual shop that we need to go to, I really want to draw attention to this store right here. It doesn't mean much just yet, but later on in the year, around August, remember that this discount store exists. It sells something incredibly good at that point in the game. But for now, we'll just head to the airsoft shop.
Oh yeah, before we head in, you know anything about guns and shit?
Yes, guns and that. I am an expert on that.
Nah, I guess we can just ask the guy behind the counter if we can't figure out what we want. Come on, let's do this.
And we've unlocked a fast travel location. I think it's actually a good idea to examine every shop in this street. You can't do that just yet, but once we have full access to the city, because that unlocks them for fast travel.
You looking for recommendations? I don't know, just buy whatever looks interesting to you.
Ugh, some customer service.
Fine, what do you want? An automatic? A revolver?
Automatic? Dude, why are you talking about cars now?
Listen, this here's an enthusiast shop. My regulars will be mad if I let a casual like you hang around.
I'm not a freaking casual. I bought shit from here like last week.
Can't remember you.
You bastard.
And you, looking for something?
Well, this is pretty much the only criteria.
Oh, you guys planning a nice big bank robbery or something?
Something like that.
What? That ain't it. We just like how they look is all.
Anyways, you should have said before you two are enthusiasts. I'm always up for helping fresh faces.
So this seems like a, basically a military replica specialist.
Some precautions first, though. Don't go around pointing them at other people. Keep them in a bag or something if you're outside.
Yeah, that could be a problem because these things, look very, very real. And in a lot of places, toy guns have to have an orange tip on the barrel just so that people can't do this. And also so that, yeah, that hopefully police don't mistake them for real weapons and react accordingly.
Oh, and don't let the fuzz catch wind of you having them. I don't need them coming around here.
Huh, you don't want the police coming around to your shop, huh? Well, I mean, I guess you sell our stuff, so... Also, I mean...
How about that? Me too.
I guess we'll get along pretty well.
Now, if you look close, you'll be able to tell these are models. Real guns feel... different.
Oh, don't worry, the Shadows aren't gonna get a chance to get that close.
Maybe someday I'll show you the real good stuff, though. If you got the guts for it, of course.
Note the very specific wording of that line.
But for now, you get the beginner selection. Just sit tight, I'll bring him out.
Huh, why does a military fanatic have a peace symbol on his jacket?
We did it, dude. We totally gotta go for some fancy shit, right? Ooh, I want him to shine.
Well, I mean, not sure if that's gonna impact their damage or anything.
Oh, and here's the cash for mine. Pick me out something good.
Yeah, so I did say this last time, we do get a little bit of extra cash here. Extra 5,000 yen, in fact. And yet another really stylish shop menu. I might like this one even better than I like the clinic. So we can now purchase model guns, ranged weapons, but also melee weapons, armor, and accessories. This is our one-stop shop for all equipment. I really like the way they justify it in this game over P4, because in P4 it was like, oh, okay, yeah, we're teenagers who just happen to have access to real weapons, but we'll hide them under our uniforms. Yeah, that way no one will suspect anything. It just doesn't really make a lot of sense. But here, they are all very realistic models. It's just that due to the mental nature of the palaces, they act like real weapons in there. So, I've heard that your melee weapon's power also influences your all-out attack damage. I still personally prefer secondary effects on melee weapons to raw power, because I tend to prefer to use persona skills rather than weapons for my melee damage. And that's only influenced by your strength stat, not by your equipped weapon. And yeah, protectors. I get the feeling that I'm actually not going to have a lot of money to really afford good armor. There are other ways to get armor besides buying it here though, and that's probably what I'll be using for most of the game. Also,
Okay.
this being a shady back alley place makes it the only place in the game you can actually sell things, so bear that in mind. This isn't like any regular JRPG where any shop will just accept your weirdly procured goods.
Alright. Sounds good.
So for accessories, we have access to these shield goggles, resist dizzy, resist forget, and resist sleep. Not really sure I want any of these right now. Also, you can buy for specific party members, or you can just press L1 and R1 to cycle through them while you're in the same menu. So armor can be male, female, unisex, or cat. And yeah, we got one with resist forget. That could be kind of nice. Most of these are just ailment resistance. And some of them have lower evasion. As you can see though, all of these are pretty expensive. And we need to save 3,700 yen at least for some daily life stuff to buy very soon. So I'm actually not going to be buying anything here.
Alright.
It's kind of the case with a lot of the Max Confidant or Social Link guides in Persona games. They often recommend you don't actually spend a lot of money on equipment early. Really, our current guns are enough. Like, they're powerful enough to get us through most of the palaces, most of the early part of the first palace, because, again, gun damage is balanced around you having limited ammo per palace visit, and now that you have unlimited ammo, like, now that your ammo refills in every fight, actually guns were a lot stronger in Royal than they were originally. Also, Arn uses machine guns. And Ryuji uses shotguns. I didn't quite mention that. His guns have very high power, but they also have low ammo. And as far as melee weapons go, let's see what you got. Low freeze. That's actually not bad, because frozen enemies are open to technical damage from physical or gun. It's actually a little better than, actually, +1 strength is also great, for a certain reason, but I'll maybe get into that later. It's a little better than shock, because frozen enemies actually lose their physical resistances.
Come again. Later.
Got this thing here. Oh, we're actually allowed to use it now. I want to save my money, though. We do need to use that eventually, but really only once. You can get some items out of it, but they're a little unreliable. They're items that can heal, but also inflict debuffs on you.
Boss, did you hear? Apparently that subway driver from the accident was acting really odd during his testimony hearing.
We have heard that people tend to break down an interrogation.
You talking about that psychotic whatever thing people are going on about?
Yeah, I heard it completely alters your personality. The news is saying the driver couldn't even speak when they tried asking him questions.
Well, we did see from the Omniscient's perspective cutscene that his eyes went white and he started seeping black ooze, so I think he's kinda too far gone at this point.
Only an idiot would believe a preposterous story like that. Oh, sorry, but we're closing soon.
How rude. This must be why you don't get many customers. Your coffee's actually not half bad. The beans must be lamenting the sorry state of this store.
Thanks for stopping in. Please come again.
I'm only trying to help you fix your business. Thanks for the coffee, at least.
Jeez, what a pain. Oh, what do you want? If you're bored, go wash some dishes or something. It doesn't concern you. It's all good as long as the shop doesn't fail. I'm not gonna go wearing a fake smile.
I was just about to say that, you know, if this shop fails, we're kind of out of a place to live.
Who knows? Maybe we'll end up living out on the streets.
And what about us? What about the cat?
As long as I'm here, the world leaves me be. No annoyances or troublesome people to deal with. It's like my own personal hideaway.
So you're kind of just running this place to get away from something.
I'd be kind of screwed if I lost it. But I guess you would be too. So you better at least try and be useful around here. Anyway, I'm leaving now. Don't cause any trouble.
Okay. How'd it go? I'm guessing that means she can't talk. Yeah, still unconscious.
We're just about ready to go to the palace. We just need to assemble some infiltration tools. Clean off that desk back there so we can use it.
Yeah, I knew this desk would be good for something.
Okay.
Okay, it's cleaning time. It's a lot of books.
That desk. Hurry now and clean it up. Great. Now you can make things whenever you want.
Well, only in the evening, and it does use up our nighttime activity slot, so you'll have to decide whether or not that's worth it.
I'll provide the materials this time. Try making a lockpick.
So yeah, we can now make infiltration tools, and those are the things that have been dropping from shadows that you might have been seeing up till this point. Yes, it will cause time to pass, but it will improve your proficiency. And the higher your proficiency, the more tools you can make. But proficiency also affects something else when it comes to infiltration tools that, it's the reason why I've chosen to follow the ACE guide instead of some of the other guides, let's just say. Bad weather often improves your focus for a few activities like studying as well as this.
Don't think too hard about it. You'll get the hang of it.
So yeah, we can make a few things such as Goho M, which lets you return to the metaverse entrance. Not as useful as it was in other games because you can actually, this is jumping the gun a bit, but you can actually fast travel from any safe room back to the dungeon entrance. We also have smoke screens, which let you evade enemies that are chasing you, but I don't have any thick parchment for that. Lockpicks, which let you open locked treasure chests. These are very important because something that has not been explained to us yet, dungeons in Persona 5 are one time only. Which means if you miss any locked chests by not having the lockpicks for them, you will lose those chests for the rest of the playthrough. So it's very important to always carry a good stock of lockpicks if you want to, if you're bothered by, missables like I am. And Calming Aroma lowers the palace's security level. I'm not really fond of that. You can also make battle items. Vanish Ball guarantees escape from battle. Not all battles apply. That basically just means it doesn't work on bosses or mini-bosses. Spotlight lets somebody be more likely to be targeted by enemies. This is good for Ryuji, who's a bit of a tank, and good for taking the attention off Morgana. And then these things, Molotov Cocktail, Freeze Spray, and Stun Gun, and Air Cannon, all of these are basically they're a way of knocking down enemies with fixed damage, which is good for negotiating because it means that you're less likely to kill them unless they're incredibly weakened already. These are also actually very great to have on hand anyway, because they let somebody get a 1 more, even if they don't have the element the enemy is weak to. But anyway, for now I'm going to go ahead and make a lockpick. And yeah, we can only craft one thing at the moment.
Everyone starts off a little clumsy. Don't be sad if it doesn't go well at first, okay?
If you're following a different guide though, you will be sad if it doesn't go well at first. 1 lockpick.
Great. We should be able to use this.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that. So, with that we gained 2 music notes towards proficiency. When you are crafting, there is a random chance of getting a 3rd music note towards proficiency. The higher your proficiency, the higher your chance of getting the extra note. It'll basically say you made efficient use of materials, and you will also make a little bit more than you would normally. Yeah. In a lot of other guides, you have to save reload for the extra note here, but you never need to do that for the ACE guide.
We should be ready now. We're heading into the palace tomorrow. Let's get some sleep.
Actually, not really. You'll see.
Good morning. Come on, hurry up and get to class. Good morning.
Good morning. Oh, I love that.
That admirable behavior won't do you any good once you're
I just love how cold that is. It just, like, no reaction, just walks right past him. You'll see soon enough. Everyone will see.
Well, that wraps up the homeroom period. A word with you, please?
Oh, right, you've probably heard by now, haven't you?
There's something I'd like to ask you. It won't take long.
I see you're already getting on top of the problem I'd mentioned this morning, Miss Kawakami. I appreciate the support.
Is this problem us? Please tell me the problem isn't us. Also, why were you heading out of a room with a female student?
Thank you again.
Oh, you know this guy, Yoshizawa?
You know her name. Well, just stop. Go away now.
Yes, he lent me a helping hand earlier.
You should, like, there should be a restraining order on you and, like, everyone in this entire city and actually the whole world.
I recommend you steer clear of the likes of him if you have any consideration for your future.
And we recommend you steer clear of the likes of this guy.
Remember the discussion we just had? There are a number of students in this school you shouldn't get involved with.
And also a number of teachers.
This one's at the top of the list.
Oh, the delinquent transfer student?
Unfortunately for him, we've already met.
Sorry to interrupt, but I need to use the guidance office.
Oh, pardon me. We should be going too. Don't want to get in the way of guiding this delinquent and all.
Please excuse us.
Stay away from him.
After you. I'm gonna get straight to the point. Did something happen between you and Mr. Kamoshida?
A lot happened.
Well, there was that little exchange just now, but that's not all. He gave me a brief lecture this morning, and your name came up. Something about the dangers of a lack of supervision. I don't mean to pry, but just make sure you don't go causing trouble, okay?
Oh, if you knew what he was really like.
Oh, and one more thing. That girl outside the office, you didn't make a pass at her, did you?
What, do you think we're the protagonist of a game that gives you a lot of romance options? And oh.
All right. Mr. Kamoshida has a real close eye on you. Apparently, you've been getting involved with Sakamoto-kun. You seem acquainted with Yoshizawa-san as well. Maybe you're just naturally drawn to athletes?
I guess, but, well, only in Royal. In Vanilla, we'd only know one athlete by this point. Also, I don't think we knew she was an athlete before.
Sorry, bad joke. That's all I wanted to discuss. You're free to go.
Yeah, does she know about the whole expulsion thing yet?